Hello everyone. Today we will see what is a software measurement, the next part of software testing. So in this we will see the section what is a measurement in everyday life, what is a measurement in the software engineering, and what are the scope of software matrices. As a name measurement, what is the basic of the measurement? So measurement is lies at the heart of many systems that govern our lives. So we have an economic measurement also which determine the price and pay increases. Even we have measurement in the medical system also by which doctors will measure something. Then so that's a measurement is not only solely for the domain of professional technology. Each of one uses this in the everyday life. Like we are measuring the price. Like price acts as a measure of many items in the shop. So based on that, the shopkeeper will calculate the total bill based on the item purchase. Even we use the height and size measurement to ensure that the which purchased cloth will fitting well. So when we are going for when we are making a journey, we calculate the distance, what is the shortest route, what is the speed, what is the predict. Everything we measure through the measurement. So measurement helps us to understand our world, interact with surrounding, and improve our lives. So this measurement techniques is whichever used for finding the value. So it is used basically for finding the measurement. So what is a measurement is like we can use for rising the column for mercury for temperature. Then so we have a measurement framework for measuring the temperature. So, but the question is that how this measurement is used for the software, because the software will measure by the many attributes. So, which attribute should be measured for the measuring the software? For example, if you want to measure the program, so we can use the complexity measurement also for the measuring the program. So, basically, what is a measurement? So, before that measurement, there are lots of question in your mind, like really the whichever measuring attribute for measurement of our software, is it the right choice for the measuring that attribute? Means for example, is it the number of bugs in the system testing is used to measure the quality? So whichever the attribute we have chosen for the measurement is the right for measurement. This is also a question. Even we are writing some statements in the report also, like we can we double the design quality. Means some interpretation, like some intention we are interpretation writing on the statement, whether they are easily measurable, whether they are measurable or not. Or even we apply some operation, like what is average productivity, what are the average quality. Like these are the some measuring parameter which we are considered. But basically what is this measurement? So measurement is a process by which number or symbol are assigned to the attribute of entities in the real world in a such a way that to describe them according to clearly defined rules. Means it is a process by which we have to assign the number to assign for that attribute of that entity. Okay, so if you want to find the measurement of entity, so we have the process which assign the number to the attribute of that entity, so that by that value you can identify that entities. Okay, so the process which assign that number to that attribute of that entity is called as measurement. So measurement capture the information about the attribute of entity. What is entity? Entity is nothing but an object such as a person or room or event in the real world. So we want to describe this entity by identifying what are the characteristics of that entity by which it can be distinguished with the another entity. So every entity is described by the set of properties. That property is called as attribute. So the attribute is a feature or a property of that entity. Typically attributes include like area, color of room, then cost of journey, then what is the time for testing phase. Like these are the parameter, like these are the attribute, or these are the attribute which we can use for the measurement. So we measure, so basically during the measurement we actually measure the attributes of that entity. So when we describe the entity by the using attribute, we are actually define the attribute using the number or symbol. Like for example, we can decide, we can find the price with a number of dollars or pound, or we can measure the height in terms of inches or centimeter, or even the cloth we can measure with the size of small, medium, large. Likewise, we have that attribute having the measurement, we can assign the value by using the number. So the process which assign the number to the attribute of that entity, that is nothing but our measurement. So we can make a judgment judgment about any entities by measuring their attributes. So if you want to measure any, if you want to identify any entity, so we have to first measure that attribute of that entity so that it can be express what is that actually entity is. So every entity is described by their property with which having the values. So this definition of the measurement is straightforward, but many authorities have views and they have taken the different interpretation of this measurement, because of which there is a wrong use of the measurement whenever we are using that measurement. So that's why the measurement process is very difficult to define, because what is the problems here? So this measurement is typically difficult. What are the reason? Like for example, suppose if you want to if you want to measure the color, which is an attribute of the room. So in the room we have a blue wall. So is it the blue, which color we have choose? Is it the right measurement for the color? So might be a question. So another maybe like suppose if you want to height of the person, if you want to measure, we have direct measurement which is inches or centimeter. But think about, suppose I want to measure the intelligence of the person. So there is no any measurement for the finding the intelligence of the person. Okay, so for which we need to design the IQ test, and by which we can measure the intelligence. So that's why there is no, like for some measurement, for some entity we does not have any measurement. Then next, some of the measurement which we have made, that is depends upon the whatever the measurement instrument which we have used for the measurement. If that measure, if that instrument having the accurate in nature accurate, then definitely the measurement which taken by through that instrument is the accurate. So that's why we does not have any that much accurate instrument which will be finally correct measurement of your entity. Then whatever the measuring devices which we are using, that is not accurate, which provide the margins of error. So because of this, whichever we have performed the measurement for entity, it is not accurately measured, which having the margin of error. Then for measurement units and scale, so if you want to measure in any entity, so every entity having lots of attribute, and for measuring that attribute we have different scales are there or separate units are there. So which unit should be used, that again having the question, like that's why the measurement is also difficult. For example, like if you want to measure the height, we have the measurement like inches and centimeter, like which unit is appropriate for the measurement. So that's why because of we have choice for the unit, that's why measurement is difficult. And as we measure the measurement for, because we want to analyze something from the conclusion of the measurement. So drawing the conclusion from that measurement, it is one of the difficult tasks through that. So that's why considering this all aspect of measurement is typical process found to be as a difficult one. So that's why that everyone has taken the different interpretation, and that's why there are many aspects of measurement, and that's why measurement process is a difficult. Next, what is the basically measurement? So if I go with the measurement, basically there are two kind of quantification for the measurement. The first is called as measurement and second is called as calculation. So normally the measurement will consider in terms of two quantification. The first is called as measurement and second is called as calculation. What is the measurement? It is called as direct quantification, by which you can measure the attribute. So what is the direct quantification? For example, if you want to measure the height of tree or weight of person, so we have direct unit by which we can measure that height and weight. So this type of assigning direct unit with that attribute is called as direct quantification. So that is one type of quantification of measurement, and second is called as calculation. So the calculation is the indirect, whereas we have to take the measurement and combine them into the quantifying them as a result of attribute. So it's an indirect or derived attribute which it is a measurement which perform as a combination of measurement which is used to understand some attribute. For example, a valuation of house. If you want to calculate the valuation house, we cannot measure direct cost, because that valuation of a house is depends upon the many factor. Like it is depends upon the, it has a formula, there are variety of factors on which depends, like number of rooms, type of cooling, type of overall spaces, floor space, what are the instruments are used. There are lots of things on which valuations of houses depend. So that's why whenever we measure the valuation of house, we first need to identify what are the factors on which valuation is depend of houses depend, and you have to first find out the measurement of that attribute, the combination of that attribute to get, they will find the valuation of house. And that type of quantification is called as calculation. So measurement is the direct quantification, whereas calculation is the indirect quantification. So but our main role is that as measurement is used in the everyday life, whenever we are going, whenever in the daily life we have everything, whatever entity we are using, that every entity we have measured through the we need to measure. That's why the measurement is very important in the life also. Also with this measurement is very important in the software engineering also, because software engineering describes the lots of activity which can be applied for as a through as an engineering approach for the construction of product. So when product is developed through the software team, so it will apply some engineering approach for getting that product. So we follow some systematic approach in the software engineering to get that product. So there are many engineering activities that performed during the development of product, such as managing, costing, planning, modeling, analyzing, specifying, designing, implementing, verifying, validating, and maintaining. So all these activities are called as engineering approach, which we use, which we apply the approach for developing the product. So this each of this activity, if you want to measure, then first you have to understand that activity, and then once you understand, you have to control that activity, because the things which you control, then only which you can measure. So engineering implies that understanding of this first all the activities, and then you have to control it. So computer science provide the theoretical foundation for building the software, but software engineering focuses on the control and scientifically sound implementation process. So whenever we have that measurement of software engineering process, so first we have to understand it, we have to control it, and then and only we can measure that particular technology. Okay, so that with this we can measure every activity which is used for the software development. So when we use the measurement in the software engineering, so basically the software engineering with the measurement which we have taken is actually called as a scientific process, which is called as measuring the variable for the different cases, measuring the changes of behavior, and measuring the cause and its effect. So basically this is a scientific process which is used for measuring that particular phase. Okay, but this measurement which we use in the software engineering, some it is called as luxury in the software engineering, because there are many problems with the measurement. That's why this process we think is that it is a luxury in the software engineering. So what is the reason why we called as it is luxury in the this measurement is called as this measurement is considered as a luxury in the software engineering? So the first reason, fails to set the measurable target. Means so we fail to set the measurable target of our software product. For example, like we set the normally we set the target, or we set the objective which are not measurable. Like here we set the weekly defined target, like product will be user friendly, reliable, maintainable. So obviously this type of objective when we set, it is clearly show that these are not measurable. Means we are setting such objective which is not measurable target. So Gill's principle of fuzzy target has said that project without clear goal will not achieve their goal clearly. So that's whenever you are measuring something project, you have to set a measurable objectives or measurable goals. And if they are measurable, then you can achieve that goal clearly. So same here in the project, when you decide the objective for your project, that objective should be measurable, so that at the end when we check your project whether it is completed or not, we will check whether objectives are achieved or not. So if their objectives are measurable, then and then only we will find that whether that objectives are measurable, targeting objectives achieved or not. So that's why the why it is like the first drawback is fails to set the measurable target. Then second, it fails to understand and quantify the component cost. So basically we fails to understand and quantify the component cost of software product. So for example, most of the project cannot differentiate what is the estimated cost required for the project, because there are many activities are required which contribute for the cost, because cost is not depends on the single factor, there are many factors on which depend, and in every phase we need to find the cost. So there's cost of design, cost of testing, cost of coding. So there is no any quantifying strategies are available for measuring the cost. Likewise, that's why this we felt that it is a very luxury process for the software engineering. Then the reason why it is luxury, we do not quantify or predict the quality of product which we produce. So we cannot predict the quantify and predict the product quality, because this we cannot tell the potential user that product is whichever we have developed, which that how much it will quality in best, so that strategy we does not have. That's why the measurement we think that it is luxury. And the last is what considering the technology impact, because whenever we develop something with the technology, and this field is in the dynamic nature, always the technologies are changes. So that's why this change, considering this changes technology, whichever the measurement we have considered later, it will not applicable. So because of this technical impact, whatever the measurement which we said, which is not applicable for after some days. So that's why these are the four reasons by which we consider that we there is that's why the measurement we consider as it is a luxury in the software engineering. Okay, so even still it is a luxury that we find for the measurement, but still we need to perform the measurement. So what are the software measurement objectives? So basically we measure the software product because we want a status of project, product and process and resources. Because our measurement for accessing, basically we measure because for accessing the status of your project, product and process and resources. Because if you want that particular project is healthy, we should need to measure the healthiness. Okay, so that measurement is at least for accessing the status. We are expecting what is the detail, what the characteristics of that particular project, by which we can differentiate whether it is good or bad. So for that purpose, we need to control that project. So according to D. Marcos, they have defined the one statement, which is the you cannot control what you cannot measure. See, it's very simple. Like whichever thing which you cannot control, that you cannot measure. Okay, so if you are controlling something, then you can measure. So this can be applied for any of the take any example where if you can measure that, like take the height of person. If you can measure, then and then you can control it. Okay, because we have the measurable units by which you can identify how to performing the controlling on uh, that entity. Okay, so every measurement, it is motivated by a particular goal or a need that clearly defined and easily understandable. So whenever you set that particular objective for the measurement, it should be clearly defined and it will easily understandable. So that objective which you have to set, which should be measurable. So it must be specific, tied to what the manager, developer and user need to know. So that objective which you have to set, it should be specific and which very tied to the manager and the developer side of it. So now, but the question that when you set the objective for particular project, that objective may differ according to the kind of person involved in that the development. Okay, so because there many persons are involved in the development, and at which level that development person is involved in your development, that is also differentiate what the objective of your project. So the objective of your software development is differ whatever the person at what level they will involve, that differentiate the objective. So if that person, if that angle of objective according to manager, then the object software management objectives are different. So what is the software measurement objective on the manager angle perspective? So on the manager perspective, what is the software measurement objective? The first, the manager always think what does each process cost. So obviously manager expect that what is the cost of each process. So it will measure the time and effort of various process which is used for developing that particular product, and uh, based on that cost, it will identify the what is the cost required for the process for achieving for each of activity. Then another angle for the measuring the object of the on the manager angle point of view is the staff productivity, that how productive is the staff. So it we can measure the time it takes to staff to produce to perform that particular activity. It may be that coding, design, testing it. So based on that size of the size of that staff and along with the activity performed by that staff, that will decide the staff productivity. So measuring of that, it will decide the size productivity on the manager side of view. Then manager is always expected how good the code is developed. So that is a product quality. What is a good code is developed by that particular development team. So it will record the faults, failure and changes as they occur, and based on that it will cross compare with the different project, and based on they will identify the product quality. Okay, based on what is the failure occur in your product and all other product also. Based on that it will find the product quality. Then the another aspect perspective of manager is like user satisfaction. So how well the user, whether this product will user satisfied or not. So based on that it will determine the functionality performed by that particular product, and it will compare with the expected functionality from the user, and based on that it will measure the user satisfaction. So it will measure in terms of response time and the functionality which is expected from the user. And the last the perspective of manager is what, how the potential for the improvement means whichever the product is developed, how that product having capacity for the improvement. So it will find the, so it will compare, it will find the product functionality, and then it will compare this particular product in terms of other competitor products. Based on that comparison, they will identify that which one is the best. So based on that, it will identify what are the pitfalls and what are the chances for the improvement. So based on that, these are the five management perspective for the, in terms for the software measurement objective. So if the manager is involved, then the perspective of the software measurement is different. Now if the engineer is involved in for the software measurement, then what is the engineering angle for the software management objective? So the first perspective of engineer is that, are the requirement testable? Means whichever because we can analyze each requirement to determine whether it satisfies the measurable objectives achieved or not. Okay, so instead of requiring a reliable operation, state that expected mean depth. So because here we have set the requirement that is a reliable operation, so instead of specifying this reliability, you can specify the actual expected thing, that is what is the mean time of failure, because it will help for the finding the reliability. So that all the requirement whichever you specify are all are testable or not, whether they are measurable or not. This is the first angle. Second, have all the faults has been found or not, because as engineering as perspective that as that developer, then engineers expect that whichever the faults we identify in each phase, like specification, design, code, whether that all the faults are identified or not, whether we handle that faults or not. Okay, so that is another measurement. Then third, meeting product or process goal. Okay, so whichever develop product, whether they have maintained the standard, whether it satisfy all the requirement, whether it will satisfy the all the user requirement. So that should be also checked on the engineering angle. For example, certification may require fewer than 20 failure. Okay, in case of beta, like this type of measurement we can set for the goal. Then no modules contain more than X line, then this type of standard you can set for achieving the goal. So that much that type of standard you can set through the engineering angle. And the last, which is the angle, like what is the future hold, like whichever the product which you have developed, whether that product having the what is the existing market, and based on that, is it the chance, is the scope of for this product having the future, whether we can expand it, whether we can add some prediction, whether we can add the specification, so that we can increase the size. Okay, so best, so these are the like perspective from engineering point of view, which can be used for the measurement. So in short, when the measurement is performed the software engineering, it will differentiate the aspect depends upon which person is involved. So that's why we have two different aspect, like what is the manager angle, then what is the objective for if the manager is involved, and if the engineer is involved, what are the objectives of the software measurement. So that is about the software measurement. How, what is the basic of software measurement, what is that software measurement, and how the measurement is performed if the person is maybe a manager or engineer. Thank you.